one of my favorite subjects to talk about is making capacity for fitness in your life, finding time for your fitness. Hi, my name is Caroline Drury, founder of the Beyond Before and After Fitness app for women, co-founder of MacroPath, the AI app that just tells you what to eat for your macros. And today we also have Poppy here. I am puppy sitting Poppy today. I like to approach fitness from the point of view of systems because systems will beat motivation any day. Systems are discipline without even thinking about it. In a previous video, I talked about how I build the training into my life so that it doesn't consume my life, but also so that I have the systems in place to support the training that I need so that I don't worry about waking up and feeling motivated. I've got the system in place that puts me in motion. Now, because I am in the phase of life where children are gone, my stepchildren are on their own, it's my husband and I, we work from home, so my calendar is pretty self-regulated. But my life wasn't always this way. I used to have a very big job in Toronto. My time was not my own, and this is where I developed these systems. So while you and I may not be in the same phase of life, I hope that something I talk about today will give you something to anchor onto and make your own. Because you don't do it like me or you can't do it like me doesn't mean that systems won't matter. From that past video that I did, I had someone reach out and ask an awesome question, which is one that I've dealt with my clients so many times. This is a great question. How would you approach someone's calendar that is less able to be chopped into blocks? I farm and the workload is seasonal and sometimes quite unpredictable. I could have a night where I'm half awake with the animals giving birth and then I still have my daily to-dos. I'm thinking that I could set out minimums as I do housework during busy times, as long as the dishes are washed, laundry is washed, etc., etc. But I'm curious to see how you would approach it. The blocks that she's mentioning are how I spoke about how I think about my day, just to make sure that my fitness doesn't take over life. I want to be committed, but not consumed. And I want to be disciplined, but not legalistic. So how I think of it is that 4 a.m. to 8 a.m., my time. Nobody needs me. 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., work time. 4 p.m. till 8 p.m., flex time, family time, all that. Because when I protect my mornings, when nobody actually needs me, I get everything done that I need to get done for myself. So that's what she's referring to in terms of the blocks. Yes, if you live on a farm and you got cows giving birth, you're definitely not going to be able to adhere to blocks. Also, the demographic that follows me is generally not women with young children, but anyone with teenagers at home or even aging parents. We crave some semblance of structure, but we can't have the rigidity sometimes of these blocks. So I'm going to talk about how I have approached this with my clients and how I would approach this and how I do approach this in different seasons of life. First of all, the concept that this work is a lifetime of work. This is a lifetime body of work. This is not a sprint. And within that, you're going to have different seasons. A farmer literally has different seasons. But even if you're not a farmer, you're going to have seasons where maybe you're working on a 3-month project at work, and that is an incredibly intense season. But also you're going to have seasons with a little bit more time, a little bit more rest, a little more expansion in your capacity because your calendar is not so full. But when life gets crammed, that's not failing. I find that so many people will turn on themselves and think if they can't do everything that they're failing. That's not it at all. So the first thing that I would say, and it seems like she's done it already, but for you, if you're watching this and you have a hard time acknowledging the different seasons, acknowledge them. Give yourself grace to be in them because seasons end. They start and they end. And if you are in a sprint season where you're running on max and you're trying to hold on, it's okay. So you might be in a marathon season, you might be in a sprint season, you might be in a planting season, you might be in a harvesting season. All of that metaphorically and literally if you are a farmer. Now, what that viewer suggested about minimums, yes, I've talked about this in other videos, especially during Christmas time and holiday seasons. When you're in an insane season, what is your minimum? And I like to establish minimums with people in the different categories: workout, food, and recovery. So workout, set a minimum. Maybe it's 2 workouts a week. You're going to do a full body push day and a full body pull day. That's all you got. And especially for this woman who literally works on a farm, she's getting her steps in. She doesn't need to worry about keeping her energy output at a high level. She's going to be getting it. Nutrition. What could be a minimum in nutrition? Maybe it's always keeping a full water bottle in hand and focusing on your protein. That's it. Or maybe it's focusing on your protein and eating the rainbow because things are so crazy in the sprint season that you can't plan and prep every single macro. So the minimum for your nutrition. Now, recovery, obviously, this woman is getting woken up in the night. If cows are giving birth, you might be in a season where you're taking care of aging parents and they might need additional help that keeps you up later, up earlier. Teenagers, maybe you are here with young children. So saying, well, you still need to get your 8 hours of sleep every night, not going to happen. The minimum thing that I tend to find for a lot of people in recovery, watching your screen time. Because when we get in these sprint periods where our brains are being squished, a lot of our release is scrolling online. And that can keep us up later, disrupt our sleep patterns. So let's agree that this is in the sprint season, you are not going to get enough sleep. But let's not try to add things on that will disrupt it even more. So that's one concept, minimum viable goals, one for each category. Another strategy that I've deployed with people who are going through sprint seasons is to forget about the calendar and instead set themes. So daily themes, because then you can swap them around if one of them gets disrupted. I'm going to riff off some examples here. Let's say that Monday is your administrative day. That's the day you're doing all the admin stuff, paying bills, making the dentist appointments, going to dentist appointments, all the admin stuff, get it out of the way earlier because that's a lot of the stuff that rattles around in our brain. Maybe Tuesday is a fitness day. I'm going to get one of those 2 workouts done. Wednesday could be a cleanup day. That's the day where you focus on doing the laundry. Maybe you do some meal prep, grocery shop. I'm not exactly sure, but Wednesday could be a house day. Thursday could be another one of those fitness days. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, make it up as you go. Look at the blocks of things you need to get done and assign a theme to each day. Example of this woman, if cows give birth on a Monday night and Tuesday cannot be a fitness day, then maybe you swap Wednesday for Tuesday. So the days don't get deleted, but they get moved. I've found that that can take a huge amount of pressure off of women during a sprint season of life where they cannot adhere to a rigid schedule. And I would add one more thing in there. When you have some time on a quieter day, a lot of women like to use Sundays for this or Saturday, have a reflection day where you spend an hour looking at what worked for me this week, what didn't work for me this week, what will I keep doing, what will I start doing, what will I stop doing. Looking at those, so important. I learned that from the Full Focus company in their weekly review and preview. I've been using that planner, the Full Focus planner, since 2017. It's amazing. I'm one of their certified pros. And those questions alone will help you have a little bit of reflection so that one crazy week, it doesn't bleed into the next and make the other, like that moment of reflection. It can even be 30 minutes. So incredibly powerful. Before I go, I just want to recap first the 2 things I've covered. Number 1, set up your minimum viable goals, 1 each for nutrition, fitness, and recovery. Another option for how you can manage your time during a sprint season is set themes for each day. Instead of adhering to a schedule, set themes for each day. They can be swapped around as need be. But then at least you have a plan to check the boxes. That's it. Don't get fancy. And last, when you find yourself getting tripped up and almost like punishing yourself for not doing everything, you're getting trapped in the all or nothing mindset. A great saying that I learned from my friend Trish is all or something. Because we can't do all or nothing. All or nothing always ends up as nothing. Always ends up as nothing. But we can do all or something. Something. So what's the next right move? Do you have to switch around your days? Do you have to say no to something more that you've been asked to do? Do you need to stop scrolling on your phone so late at night? Did you cave and have a donut for breakfast? Well, then have your healthy lunch. It's okay. So I hope this video was helpful. If there's anything else that I can cover for any of you, please send in your questions like this woman did. I love helping people hack their calendars, hack their capacity, hack their macros, hack life. Systems help make discipline just feel easy. I'm always happy to help. Please subscribe, share this with anyone who you think this could be helpful for, and I'll see you next time.